FM Colbert, 1280 KCNS AM Salt Lake City, and 102.7 KSL FM HD2 Salt Lake City Midvale. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. All college football, all day. It's a Football Friday right here on the Zone. Whether it's the Utes, Cougars, or Aggies, we've got you covered. This is a Football Friday edition of JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Happy Friday, too. Thanks for being with us. It is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. It's a Football Friday, which means, of course, we're talking all things football here. Got lots going on here. I mean, has there been a more important weekend for both BYU and Utah in the same weekend? Like, I mean, I guess we could probably go back to the WAC days.
No.
Or the Mountain West days.
There's never been a point in time. No, there's never been a point in time where both teams were in play for a power conference championship and a playoff spot.
Yeah.
And a playoff spot, guys, means you have a chance to win a national championship. Doesn't mean you're going to. But you're in the tournament, right? It's like being in the NCAA tournament. It's a big deal.
You're right.
You'd rather be in the NCAA tournament and lose than to go with the NIT and win it, right? It's not about winning. It's about getting to that point where you have a shot at the big time.
Hey, man, we went to the CBI.
This is a cup of coffee in the big time, right? You know what I mean? That was terrible, by the way.
Come on, Macho Man.
I got to do better than that.
You can do better than that.
The cream of the crop. Cup of coffee in the big time.
Yeah, let me tell you something.
There we go.
You guys are the worst. Hey, listen. BYU blowing out TCU last week. We didn't get to talk much about that game.
Yeah.
Utah blowing out Baylor, obviously. Those are big-time wins. I think that BYU bouncing back and how big of a deal it is that Bear Bachmeier was able to reel that team back in because he took back over again, right? It seemed like he's the guy who was the leader there. Let's start off the hour, though. Let's get going officially here with some stuff to talk about. Let's get going here with the cut, top of the program, just to make it all official like.
It's time for the biggest story of the day. This is what made the cut with JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Trajan Wealth brings you this portion of the program, TRAJAN Wealth, for all your trusted local needs in retirement. It's TrajanWealth.com. Okay, so one of the things that came up was that this week, I think Texas Tech and BYU are the only two that are able to clinch spots in the Big 12 championship game with scenarios unfolding. Right, everybody else, if they want to get in, are going to need some help. However, what's interesting about all this is I don't know. You guys tell me how tough of a putt this would be, because for BYU, they have the Big 12. By the way, they're very nice. They have a tiebreaker central on their website. The Big 12.
That's
nice. Yeah, Brett Yormark guy. He broke out all the stops.
Where you press out the team that went out.
Yes,
I love that website.
And so you press on.
Nice.
Let's press on. Let's look at.
Of course, Utah has to win out.
Let's look at BYU, for example. Okay. BYU clinches this weekend with a win over Cincinnati. Done. Okay, fine. You're obviously, no one was going to say, "Oh, you can lose and then we'll see." There could be something like that, or I'm sorry, they have to beat Cincinnati, and they'd have to get a loss by Arizona State and by Houston.
That's right.
Okay. It's a lot to ask, except for Arizona State. You know, obviously, I don't know how long their luck's going to last, because they don't have Sam Levitt, who, by the way, announced this week that he made. I mean, he didn't announce anything, but I don't know how they got his super PR brother, his super smart marketing brother, Dallin, got onto a podcast and mentioned he still hasn't made his decision yet. Or they can win over Cincinnati, and then a Arizona State loss and a Utah win. Interestingly enough, if Utah wins, it actually does BYU a little bit of a favor. Now, from let's look at this. So those are the only two that can clinch this weekend. But it is kind of funny because in Utah's case, they have a lot of work still left yet, because the tiebreaker policies are kind of funny. Okay. Tied teams are compared head-to-head. That's the A. B is they're tied, and then they are compared based on win percentages against common opponents in the conference. C, tied teams are then compared based on win percentage against highest place common opponents in the standings. D, if you got to get to that level, tied teams are compared based on win percentage in conference games of conference opponents. E, the tied teams will be compared based on total number of wins in a 12-team season. That's funny that comes E, right? Because they do the common opponent thing three different ways before they get to who has a better record overall.
Well, I mean, your division makes more sense.
And it makes sense, too, because if you look and you go, well, those guys played freaking Portland State to begin the year.
Right, Stanford.
F, the representative will be chosen based on highest ranking by Sports Source, an analytics team. Who the hell are these Sports Source people who have all this power? Now, they're all the way down at F, but still, my goodness. And then G, are you ready for what G is? What do you think G is?
What colors do you wear?
Coin toss. So I always just pray that we get to a coin toss. You know what I mean? That would just be so much fun to watch because you better televise that thing.
But right, it's got to be at the local Buffalo Wild Wings.
It could be
giant buffalo with wings pulling a
lever.
Who
does it? And who does it, by the way?
That's a good question. The commissioner, I hope.
Well,
wouldn't that make sense that you or Mark would want the publicity?
But he's there. But, I mean, is Kalani there with Kyle? Like, how does that work?
You got to make it a whole marketing thing. You have to. Coach Whittett's not going to want to be there.
Oh, of course not.
Can you imagine
at the Buffalo Wild Wings in Midvale? Of course not.
Can you imagine G scenario comes up and you're the team that loses the coin toss to go to the Big 12 championship?
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Chaos. Let's talk a little bit about what BYU did to bounce back last week. Yeah. They had the back-to-back losses last year after they had their first loss against Kansas. They lost again the next week. Now, that was to a way better Arizona State team than I think that Kansas team the week before. However, this year, TCU came in and they were single-digit. It was a single-digit game according to the line. They won this game 44-13. But more importantly, Bear Bachmeier has a great day passing. He ran the ball effectively. L.J. Martin was moving the ball down the field. BYU was able to do whatever they wanted on offense. And more importantly, they held one of the best passing teams in the entire conference and in the country to 183 yards passing. What was your impression of BYU that game last week against this TCU squad that came into Provo?
Just pure domination. That's the best game BYU's played from start to finish all season long. And that was a great sign to see after you played one of your most poor games all season long at Texas Tech to bounce back. And for the first time this year, in my opinion, you play all four quarters of your best football. I was really impressed with the way BYU responded to that loss. And we were talking about it all week. Did they have this hangover effect like they had last year with Kansas, and then you play really poorly in the first half against Arizona State in the biggest game of the year? There was none of that this time around. BYU dominated in all facets of the game. They held TCU to 1 of 10 on third down conversions. As you mentioned, they held Josh Hoover to 10 of 23 passing. Josh Hoover, you could argue, is one of the top 15 quarterbacks, maybe 20 in the country. Would you put him in that conversation?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And they held him to just a little over 40% passing. That's insane.
It's great defense.
2 interceptions. The turnover battle. BYU won the turnover battle. They had less penalties. They only had 2 penalties for 25 yards. And they ran the ball for 150. And BYU running the ball for 150, that's almost a guaranteed win for the Cougars under Kalani Sitake. They did everything the way it should be done for BYU to be successful. Own third down, win in total yards, hold them under 200, run for 150, win the turnover battle. That was just pure domination by BYU. And it felt like they figured out some things. And maybe, you know, we always the cliche of like, oh, maybe that loss was the best thing that ever happened to you. Well, based on the way that they came playing out of that, I would love to see BYU play the way they did against TCU in a rematch
on a
against
neutral
Texas
field
Tech
and not at 10 a.m.
in Arlington. That's not at 10 a.m. And I think BYU would have a much different result. I'm not predicting they would beat Texas Tech this time around, but it would be a war.
Well, it's hard to beat a team twice, right? So yes. Texas Tech's got to have an uphill battle. I think Texas Tech's probably wishing that Arizona State is their opponent. The last thing they are is that because they lost to Arizona State and now something.
Oh, they'd love to get another shot. They'd be very focused,
right?
On that game.
But like, I think they are dreaming to not play either Utah or BYU.
Right.
Right. Anybody that watched the Texas Tech Utah game or even the Texas Tech BYU game, BYU's defense played absolutely terrific against Texas Tech, right? But they could only hold up for so long, and that's exactly what Utah's issue was, right? They were 10-13. quarter way through the fourth quarter, and then all of a sudden they just faltered and Texas Tech poured it on. So I think it's going to be interesting, man. College football is great. I love this at the end of the season. It's always something new as far as what to expect, and every single week is exciting. Yeah, man, I can't wait until the Utah-BYU game is the last game of the year, and we're determining who goes to the Big 12 championship.
JJ and I had that discussion earlier in the week, and you've brought it up a couple times in the breaks.
Man,
but
I love it.
Like, so there's no version of like, no, it can happen whenever in the season. Because I don't understand what the arguments are from the Big 12 of
why they didn't.
Right. In the last 2 years, you have one on October 18th. You have one on November 2nd.
It's great games every time it was.
And I mean,
the argument is they don't want it to get lost in the rivalry week.
That's a stupid argument, right? It's supposed to be one of the top tier rivalries.
And but here's the thing: how would it get lost?
Michigan, Ohio State.
How would it get lost in Michigan, Ohio State when they play at 10 a.m.?
Right.
And I get it. The Iron Bowl played at 6 o'clock, but BYU and Utah playing at 8:15.
You're not getting any East Coast people anyway.
But regardless.
But that's what you need to get.
Well, but here's the thing. You need to get it when it's on the line. When these guys are fighting for conference championships and CFP implications, which is what they're doing this year. Imagine if that game, as you guys said, 11-1, both teams going into the last week of the season.
What time did they play the one this year? Was it 6 o'clock? 5:30?
It was, 5:30 kickoff?
It was light out still when they kicked off.
Yeah, it was.
Either way, fine, great. But
I was yelling on the sideline. It didn't matter what time of day it was. You know what I mean?
Sly had his shades on. He doesn't know.
All the BYU coaches are seeing me on the game film like, what is this guy doing on the sideline?
Is this guy?
I'm just sitting there yelling at the refs.
He does a lot of hand motions when he's talking too. So
very demonstrative.
People think that he's sending signals, across the field. That he's.
Is he a part of the coaching staff? Is he supposed
to be
on
here? What's going on with
this guy? Does that guy have any shirts with sleeves?
Best diss of the day.
Diss.
No.
Oh, you kidding?
We're all jealous, man.
Yeah.
Sly standing out there, and I come down. And I said, "Hey, I'll find you during the game." He's like, "Yeah." So I go down and I find him, and it was the worst time to find him. The worst time to find him, because it was that last drive, and it was they were
just pissed off, yelling at people. No, it was pass interference.
Players are fans are yelling. Sly's turning around, giving it right back to him. I'm like, this is amazing. No, but okay. So you've got BYU and Utah playing maybe the best football they've played all year right now.
Right.
Certainly
both are clicking. Yep.
Certainly in Utah's case. I mean, BYU lost to Texas Tech 2 weeks ago. How much of that, like dinging BYU at that point versus dinging Utah for losing against Texas Tech, I don't get why it's such like the committee still brought up the Texas Tech loss this week when they talked about BYU. They go, not just that they lost them, they're like, yeah, but the way that they lost that Texas Tech game, they were dominated.
So you need to ding Texas A&M.
Oh, no, Texas Tech, right?
I know,
but
saying,
Texas Tech.
Yeah, you're down 31 to what? 0? 31 to 0, 0 to 3.
3 to 3 at the half.
At the half.
Right.
The way you performed in that game, that's not very you had to come back.
Troopers are
team
assaulting
3 and
guys
7.
in the tunnels. Your Texas State troopers are assaulting people in the tunnels.
Right.
How dare they? No, but I want to know why there is a double standard.
Because the committee doesn't start watching the games until they put out the first rankings, it feels like. Am I wrong? Because they're not judging anything that happened early in the season, but everything that happens while the committee is meeting and while they're putting out these rankings seems to be exaggerated. Like, and I'm not standing up for Texas in any way. They got beat by Georgia, who's a top 4 team right now, and they dropped them 7 spots. Alabama lost to a good Oklahoma team. Yes, they lost at home. It's a close game. It's a one-play game. They dropped them 6 spots. And BYU got dropped 6 spots for that loss. It just seems like these big overreactions to a loss when you shouldn't be punished for playing a really good team. And there seems to be a little bit of hypocrisy around this, because when the teams in the top 10 are winning the games, they're using that as the reason why they're there. But when they lose those games, they punish them. I don't get it. I mean, how do you truly measure these teams too? Because you're looking at their schedule, and just because a team is in the SEC doesn't mean they're playing the best SEC teams. Just because a team's in the Big Ten doesn't mean they're playing the best Big Ten teams.
Well, we talked about
just looking at Georgia's schedule. I was like, this is not a great schedule.
Notre Dame's schedule's crap.
Texas A&M, we talked about this. They don't play Georgia, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, and then what was the last one? Or Auburn.
They didn't play any of those teams.
They didn't play. So it's like you go through this list and like didn't play Auburn, didn't play
Georgia's thing. The only team is the team they lost to, Alabama. That's worth anything on their schedule.
They're playing a 1-9 Charlotte team this week. They're playing a 1-9.
We're a top 5 football team.
When you've got 16 teams in your conference and you only have 8 conference games, of course you're not going to really be tested because you're only playing half the teams in your conference.
But now
but all those games are against SEC opponents, and those are SEC players, and so you're exaggerating the quality of the win simply because of the team you beat and what conference they play in. But not all SEC teams are alike. Not all Big Ten teams are made alike, and especially in the Big Ten. My goodness, there's some bad teams in the Big Ten.
Okay. When it comes down to it, though, and I think the College Football Playoff Committee does this, they kind of go, yeah, but let's talk about if BYU was lined up against Texas A&M in a quarterfinal. Like, does that team have business being there playing that Texas A&M team? And I think they just say no. They just go, no. And I wonder why that is. You know what I mean? Because then they don't start nitpicking schedules and strength of record, strength of schedule. They just like to go, yeah, I don't know if they passed the eye test, because the guy who was their freshman quarterback, who has been an amazing storyline for them this year, actually becomes a liability when they start discussing him. Right. It's a weird thing. Yeah. They start talking about him, and they're
why is that
they got this
why
freshman
is that a
quarterback.
Part of your discussion?
It's wild. They the stuff they bring up. Well, we just felt like the way they played that second half against Iowa State. That was a great indicator of what kind of team they are. And you're like, wait, what happened? And then you're going back and you're going, you want to nitpick some of these little things here and there on teams, and then you'll just say, yeah, and that's why we didn't put them in ultimately. Because they're ready to have a way. And the reality is that Notre Dame is stealing important spots from other power conferences every year.
They're not even in a conference. They play crab, and you just going off of their stupid Rudy name.
Get them into a conference, and get them playing. By the way, half their schedule is an ACC schedule, and it's trash. So it's fine. I love it.
But they're beating those teams so soundly.
Yeah, I get it. Jeremiah Love looks good, and we love what Jeremiah Love's doing. It's like, come on. All right. More to go right around the corner. We have tons to predict on our way back here for this weekend in college football games across the country. Stay here, 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone.
All college football, all day. It's a Football Friday right here on the Zone. Whether it's the Utes, Cougars, or Aggies, we've got you covered. This is a Football Friday edition of JJ and Alex on 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone.
What's up, everybody? How are you doing on a Friday? It's a Football Friday for us. Ooh, less than a week away from Thanksgiving.
Favorite holiday.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah.
Good for you.
I'll get into my little food comment. Don't talk to me.
You got a game to do that weekend, though, too, right? I mean, come on.
I know, it sucks. Last year I was
on
in
the road,
Florida.
Too.
Yeah, we had to leave on Thanksgiving, so I'm having mine. I'm having mine on Wednesday. On Wednesday.
All right.
Lawrence is all right.
You come down and do. Are you going to come up to the Kirry household and make an appearance as a random guy showing up and playing in the Turkey Bowl? Oh, we got this guy.
Are you looking for a ringer?
I'll take the.
Sounded like an invitation.
As long as I can be Vince Vaughn, an all-time quarterback, you know. How out?
Crab cakes and football.
I was all state, baby.
See, that's what. That's what I'm.
Sack lunch.
That's what we're gonna do. And by the way, but here's the kicker: we gotta beat my brother-in-law and my sister's family. Okay, and they're all Utah fans too. So you could show up and play for them. And I'll bring Harvey to play for my kids.
Good luck
on their side. We'll see. All right.
Whose Achilles goes first?
I got a hot tub. I'm warming my stuff up.
I'm warming my stuff up.
Look at Uncle Rico over here.
I know.
I'm warming my stuff up.
If you want,
turkey bowl.
I got one of those jet tubs in my bathroom. You can come in and do mine. Oh, my goodness. All right. By the way, next week, everything is kind of truncated next week. We got everything kind of shifted around and moved around because we've got Thanksgiving those days. So on Tuesday, Hans and Scotty are going to be at Tim Daly Nissan. Tim Daly Nissan Southtown, 11155 South Jordan Gateway in South Jordan. Tim Daly, home of the Forever Warranty. So you can join them on Tuesday for their program down there, noon to 3. All right, let's get some predictions going on here. All right. Let's start. I'm going to start at the bottom here. We've got a couple that make a difference across the country here. Pitt going to number 16 Georgia Tech. Pitt's actually a decent football team, and it's just a shame that Narduzzi and those guys. He said those comments during the week how he didn't care if they lost by 50, right, or by 100 or whatever. Remember that whole thing?
It was very Bronco Mendenhallish.
Why did he do that? Because guess what ended up happening? They came out and they looked like absolute dog crap.
Yeah, it's not their approach.
So they lose to Notre Dame.
Get
and
their eyes up. It's a big game.
Anyway, bottom line is predictions on Pitt going to Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech, if they win this, they go to the ACC championship game.
That's true. Big game for Georgia Tech.
It's in Atlanta.
I'm going to take Pitt.
Okay. Little upset special.
Georgia Tech's only a 2.5-point favorite, by the way, at home.
Right. Napolis, write these down while we're going here, so I can call these guys out.
I got Tech.
I have Georgia Tech. I have the Ramblin' Wreck winning this one. I mean, they beat Cumberland College 222-0 back in the day.
I didn't consider that. I should.
No, you got to. I'm gonna.
Maybe I want to switch my pick.
Yeah, I'm gonna say they're gonna channel a little bit of that, a little bit of grumpy feelings, and look, they want to get some respect.
Well, I mean, they want to get to the ACC championship game.
They've been jumped by Miami in the polls for no reason.
No reason.
Miami beat. I get it. Miami beat Notre Dame, but Miami also has 2 losses, and an ACC team with 2 losses in ACC play is not the way you do it, man. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go with Georgia Tech winning that one as well. Missouri goes to Oklahoma. This is one of those shots this week for the Big 12 teams to maybe make a move. If Oklahoma gets upset by Missouri at home, can the Mizzou Tigers do it down there in Norman?
I do. I got Missouri for that.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I do.
You're kind of channeling some good vibes.
No, I do. You know, one, Oklahoma kind of riding high from last week, and then Missouri, man, I actually don't hate that football team.
I don't either. Drinkwitz, their head coach, he's a weirdo, but I kind of like weirdos.
He's a weirdo.
Oh,
one of the hottest coaches in the country is as weird as it gets. Signetti.
He is super. Signetti's a weirdo.
Mm-hmm.
Drinkwitz is a weirdo. Drinkwitz says some weird stuff, man.
Yeah, he's a different dude.
It's great. Okay, I'm going to go Mizzou with the upset as well, because if anything, Brent Venables has been massively inconsistent while he's been coaching at Oklahoma.
Correct.
So, I think I'm going to say Oklahoma gets upset by Missouri. JJ, you're going to be the only one that bucked the trend here on the upset?
I got Missouri upsetting Oklahoma as well. Oklahoma's a 6.5-point favorite at home. They're coming off the Alabama game. I think they feel a little bit too comfortable, a little bit too high on themselves. This Missouri team has been so close breaking through. There are only 3 losses this year. Alabama by 3, Vanderbilt by a touchdown in Nashville, and Texas A&M got the best of them by 21. But
all upsets by all 3 of us, huh?
I think Missouri's going to find a way. I think there's going to be chaos this weekend.
Let's go through quickly a couple of these here. USC going to Oregon. This one has also got a ton of implications for the college football playoff. USC's a 9.5-point dog going to Autzen. It's at Autzen. I'm going to go Oregon rolls. I think Oregon wins by 22 in this game. This is going to be a 3-touchdown game.
Good Ducks.
Yeah, I got Oregon covering, actually. I think Oregon's going to win this. I don't think USC's as good. I know the committee wants USC to think they're good. They're not. They barely beat Iowa last week, right?
Yeah.
But, of course, Oregon barely beat Iowa, so it's not a good comparison.
Yeah. No, you're right.
But this USC team's I think it's one of the weaker 8-2 teams in the country.
Utah State needs to get back on track. They're going to a pretty tough Fresno State team this week. They only have 2 more weeks left, and arguably their 2 hardest weeks of the season to try to get to bowl eligibility. Do they do it this week at Fresno State?
No chance.
No, I agree. If it were at home, I'd give them a shot. But no, this is the end of the season. Kind of rains and pours, and I love me some Bryson Barnes. But yeah, I got Fresno.
The only thing that gives me hope: Fresno State got boat raced by Colorado State, which is really kind of a one-off deal. But they've bounced back since then. They also lost to San Diego State. Those are their 2 conference losses.
Yeah, San Diego State's
they whipped Boise State. And recently they've played really well. They're 7-3. I just have a hard time thinking Utah State, after that very difficult and emotional loss, I thought that Vegas game was their missed opportunity to go bowling.
So it might have to be Boise State at Olsen Field.
I think that's a much better shot, to be honest with you, yes.
Interesting. Okay, I'll go Fresno State as well because I picked Utah State to get the upset down at UNLV last week and they let me down. Utah welcoming Kansas State into town. Has Avery Johnson got one more kick of life in him, or is that team absolutely just?
Oh yeah, they're booty.
They're cheeks. Or is that what you're saying?
They're
cheeks.
Cheeks. They're cheeks. Sorry. They say cheeks. They say cheeks with the hand gestures too. I think Scally's gonna blitz the heck out of him, play man coverage on the back end, and make him try to throw. And after that, they got nothing. And
I think you'll get a quarter and a half of Kansas State playing kind of hard because Avery Johnson's as athletic as anybody running in the back, out of that quarterback spot. And that's about what they have in them every week is about a quarter and a half. Oh
yeah, but the thing you game plan against a guy like that, and you start getting hit, you take him out. He's mentally out of the game. So
do they have a similar score that they've had?
I got 45-10.
Wow,
I got 45-10.
Dang. See, and I picked.
That's light for me. Normally I'm like 14 a quarter, but no, I got 45-10 in this one.
I'm gonna go Utah with the win this week, and I'm gonna say it's gonna be a little bit more reasonable.
Why?
34-7.
Wow.
Still embarrassing. They scored. I think 13 points or maybe 14 against Oklahoma State. That's not good. JJ?
Yeah, it's a 16.5-point spread.
Ooh.
I think Utah covers it. They win this 41-20.
Nice.
Avery Johnson could give him some fits. We know how Utah struggled a little bit with the mobile QBs this year, but he's also turnover prone, and we know that Utah takes advantage of turnovers. I think that turnovers will be the difference. Utah will capitalize on some of those with some points, and they win by 3 touchdowns.
I've been told all week by people too much as we move on to BYU going to Cincinnati here. We'll end this quickly. I've been told by too many people this week about how this path of them getting to the Big 12 championship game is pretty easy for BYU, and I'm like, no, it is not. Going to Cincinnati, they've got some more life in them, I bet. They've got at least one more decent game up their sleeve, and it's going to be this week against BYU. I don't see the upset, but I do see BYU only maybe getting a 4-point win, something like that, 4 to 7 points around a touchdown, or just a little bit more than or just a little bit less than a touchdown for BYU. I'm going to go 28-24.
Okay.
Cougs get the win at Cincinnati.
BYU is a 2.5-point favorite on the road, which is rare, and we know how BYU has been in close games, but I feel like they turned a corner last week. This is a team that's finally figured some things out. I think the Texas Tech loss woke them up a bit, and they have confidence after that win against TCU. But they are going on the road. It's going to be challenging. I think that BYU finds a way to win by a touchdown.
Sly?
I got a double-digit win, 31-20. 31-20 BYU.
Okay. Let's take another break. We'll come back. We'll wrap things up next. We'll put a bow on it. We'll get one last time with Clayton here at the warehouse. More to go. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
All college football, all day. It's a Football Friday right here on the Zone. Whether it's the Utes, Cougars, or Aggies, we've got you covered. This is a Football Friday edition of JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
All right, welcome back, everybody. JJ and Alex, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Doug Smith brings you this portion of the program as we wrap things up here from the warehouse in Salt Lake City. An incredible selection of Kia, Subaru, Chevy, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram. All in American Fork, Spanish Fork, and in Linden. Nobody knows cars like Doug. All right. Fellers, wrapping it up here. By this time next week, are we going to be talking about two teams who are moved up in the rankings of the college football playoff rankings?
Yeah, Oklahoma's going.
Yes, because we just all predicted Oklahoma getting upset. So one spot, yes.
3 Missouris
We are
in a row.
smart. We know what the heck we're talking about.
Oh, I've said it for years.
But one spot is significant because one of the two would end up being in the number 10 spot.
Right.
10 spot is a sweet spot. You want to be in the top 10. And they just need one of those teams up front of them to blow it.
Is it possible for Notre Dame to choke?
Who are they playing?
No.
Syracuse, and then who else?
Who
What's
is
funny is
they
they have a
Stanford?
They have a tough.
Yeah,
oh,
Stanford.
Yeah.
Late on the
I'd
road.
rather play Samford than Stanford right now.
I know, right?
That's what George is saying. They're all, well, we've got Samford. You guys have Stanford. We have Samford. It's kind of the same. That's what they're doing. 9 other teams and 9 teams across the SEC right now are this week are looking at Notre Dame and going, that's a tough game against Syracuse because they're playing bullcrap cupcake teams the rest of this week. So
yeah. By the way, Notre Dame has Syracuse this week at home, and then they're at Stanford next week to close.
Oh, what are they going to do in Palo Alto?
An 8:30 p.m. Mountain kickoff. That's going to be 10:30 Eastern in their time zone. So
the body clock on those Notre Dame guys is going to be really thrown off. I don't know when they're even going to have breakfast. I always love those. He had to eat dinner at 4 p.m. that day instead of the usual 5:30 p.m. You're like, get out of here.
Come on,
how
Jim.
is he performing?
Come on, Jim Ross.
All right, Clayton, one final time today at the warehouse, man, and one final time today, one final time for us. Last radio hit in the history of the warehouse ever.
Crazy.
I'm turning the time over to you, brother. Here we go. Let's
man.
go.
You're making me sad here.
That's part of why I did it.
It's kind of emotional, you know. I've been doing this for so long, but you have me drawing up audibles here because I had a guy come in and just buy that Sly guy deal.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that's cool.
So that means I've got one less Serta.
He didn't get a moon pie, did he?
No, he didn't want one.
Oh, well, that's
his loss.
That's his choice.
Hey, don't tell me that. That kind of hurt my feelings.
But he got the protector, he got the sheet, he got the protector, the 2 pillows, he got the mattress and the platform. He didn't need the adjustable base. So for all my guys, everyone that's listening didn't hear me in the last break, I'm going to break it down again. If you've been listening to this forever, thank you. Big hug from me and my dad. If you don't know, my dad contracted COVID in 2021, went into a coma for 9 months, fought it, won it, came out alive, got a double lung transplant, and since then he's kind of been, he just can't do this anymore. So we're going out of business. We're Utah's best price on the adjustable base and mattress. That means on the queen size, you can get a floor model, head up, foot up. And these aren't the cheap ones out of China that they drop ship to your house. These are the super thick Ligat and Platt Ergo Motion. I've got 2 floor models left, head up and foot up, $4.99. Regular price on these are $17.99. I'm $4.99. You can get all the bells and whistles on the queen. That's the massage, the lights, it has the memory settings. Floor model, $6.99. I've got one of those left. Okay? If you want all the bells and whistles, meaning the Bluetooth, it's got a speaker on it, it's got the app that can hear you snoring, it's got the head up, it's got the foot up, it's got 3 zones of massage, regular $6,000, I'm $11.99.
Boom. He's trying to get it out the door, folks.
Honestly, screw that. $9.99.
Oh!
$1,000. My mom's not listening. She never listens. I'm not going to get in trouble. My dad's not listening. Guys, I got to get rid of everything. Everything has to go. December 1st, we're hard out. $9.99 on the regular $6,000 adjustable base in the queen size. King size, I got one left floor model. On the floor model, I'm $7.99, solid king, head up, foot up with massage. I also have the Twin XL, $9.99 with all the bells and whistles. Now let's get to the Sly Guy deal. Serta or Sealy, your choice. Mattress with the protector, 2 pillows, adjustable base, $7.99.
What else do you want?
If you don't want the adjustable base, you just need a platform, $5.99.
Boom. Let's go.
Boom.
All right.
I also have Sofa in Love, $800. Got one sofa left. I'm going to do it $400.
Sectionals all $9.99. Come on.
I'm doing my sectionals $9.99, and I'm doing this. This is the Alex Kirry. Alex Kirry, buy one get one on the recliner, $3.99.
Buy one get one for $3.99.
Buy one get one for $3.99.
And a free moon pie.
$200 you get a recliner.
Settle down.
Because you're looking like a grandpa. You need a grandpa
boom.
chair, Alex.
All right, thank you. Boom prices. There you go.
That's
Clayton.
my final boom ever right there.
There it is. Thanks,
boom,
man.
boom.
That's awesome, man.
Thanks for having us,
Clayton,
and thanks for always hosting us for all these years, man.
Thanks for having us,
All
guys.
right. We'll be back again Monday. More to go. Right around the corner, 97.5 VKSL Sports Zone.